Hey, it's Dave. Welcome back to the channel. So, I wanted to wish everybody a happy new year. This is the last day of the year of 2019. We're heading into 2020, and we hope it's going to be a great, healthy, safe, and prosperous one for everybody. I wanted to discuss a little bit about music and why we like the music we like. It seems a lot on my channel when I go live or I talk to people, they're really surprised about the music that I listen to. Mainly because I think that I'm very open about my guilty pleasures. I don't seem to be embarrassed at the fact that I love bands like the Bee Gees or Seals and Crofts or all the early stuff I grew up with. And I think a lot of people, when you talk to people maybe 10 years older than I am, they're really into the Beatles and really into like a lot of the late 50s, early 60s, where it's the music that they grew up with. It reminds them of home. It brings back all kinds of memories. I play in a band and we do Seals and Crofts, Diamond Girl, as well as a ton of my guilty pleasures. But in Diamond Girl, we play it all the time. Now, when I hear it on the radio, instantly it puts me in the back seat of my mother's car, whether it was the Dodge Dart in 74 or when she got the Cutlass in 75. I'm in the back seat listening to this on AM radio. I can hear it. It brings me back to where I was. I can hear Alone Again naturally. When it brings me to that place, it brings me to a certain time and place. And music has that great power, and I think it's a great thing. As you get older, you develop your own taste. And so, like around 1981, I was in 7th grade and I heard somebody playing Jethro Tull's greatest hits. And I remember hearing the song Teacher. And I was like, wow, I love that song. And songs like Thick as a Brick. And then he played Led Zeppelin 2. And then I was like, that was it. I bought Led Zeppelin 2. I got everything by Led Zeppelin. But that's when the floodgates kind of opened for me for music. Between the time I was 12 and 13. I was really into a hard rock style of music. And it wasn't until I maybe turned 19 that I got really into like Toto and Steely Dan and other stuff. And then I would say probably by the time I was like 22 or 21, I really got into alternative, The Cure, The Smiths, the Cocteau Twins, the Blue Nile. But I never stopped liking the stuff that I listened to before. So I think people have a hard time with like figuring out like, wait a sec, this guy likes metal, but then he also likes, Oingo Boingo. I love it all. The different styles of music is more like the seasoning and the flavor, and the songs are what matter. A good song is a good song. It doesn't matter what style of music. When I hear a song like recently I've been playing Neither One of Us by Gladys Knight and the Pips. And it's a beautiful song, and it's a great song no matter what style of music, or whether I'm listening to Love TKO by Teddy Pendergrass from 1980. That's a great song. Just as great as maybe Hell's Bells from AC/DC. It's a great song. These are iconic songs, and a good song is a good song. It doesn't matter. Today, the kids growing up today, the 10-year-olds, they're listening to what's on the radio today, and this will be their guilty pleasures because the music today is terrible. But at least that's what I think. I think most of it is terrible. I really just think we've come to a point now where people are just playing like formulaic 1-5-6-4s or 1-6-4-5s. And, music is cyclical, so it's almost like what happened in the 50s. There was very little extensions, very little harmony. Well, there was harmony in the vocal, but not in the music. And then the 60s came and there was an explosion of harmony all through the 70s. And then back into the 80s where it repeated the 60s. I think the 90s kind of repeated the 70s. And everything's kind of cyclical. And hopefully we'll get back to something good again. Because today with the music having like no harmony in the chords and in the arrangements, it's just it's tough to listen to in my opinion. I was very surprised when I saw the movie yesterday, and Ed Sheeran was in the movie, and he was comparing his own music kind of in a way to the Beatles music, and it's like it It's really shined a light, in my opinion, of how bad his music is and how I just feel it's like nothing compared to something from in the 60s when they were, and the Beatles were really, a fundamental band of bringing a lot of vocal harmony and music harmony into music. It really, shows it next to hearing an Ed Sheeran song when you're like, this guy stinks. So I shouldn't say I like all music. I like all music that's before, let's say, 2010. I don't know why I picked that year. Maybe because Slipknot's All Hope Is Gone came out in 2010, and I think it's a great album. I'm all over the place. Being all over the place, I'm going to tell you 10 songs that I think you should listen to and you should know that I think are great. And you should know them going into the new year. The first song I think you should check out is The Last Time by Danny Elfman. And technically it's an Oingo Boingo. It's the band Oingo Boingo, but it was released under his solo name because they were having some legal stuff with the old record company. Great song. Very similar to the song This Is the Time by Billy Joel. It's very similar in those chords in the beginning, but a great song. You need to check it out. The next song to check out is one of my all-time favorite Led Zeppelin songs, and if you don't know it, you should. It's called 10 Years Gone. This came out in 1975. Another song that I think everybody should know is This Charming Man by the Smiths. Another great song by another great band, this time in 1979. The song is called Let Your Feelings Show by Earth, Wind and Fire. Another song you should check out is Love TKO by Teddy Pendergrass from 1980. Another one of my favorites is a song called Digital Bath by the Deftones. Staying with heavy metal, Iron Maiden's To Tame a Land is a must check out. Another song I would suggest checking out is a song called Halo by The Cure. Another song called Halo is one I think you should check out by Depeche Mode. And lastly, if you're not familiar with Gino Vannelli, check out the song Brother to Brother. Phenomenal in every way. And these are just 10 songs that I'm suggesting to you for you to check out if you've never heard them. Anyways, I hope you have a great year in 2020, and I will see you soon. Very good.